Welcome to the Cybersecurity Competition Federation show. I'm Dan Manson. I teach computer information systems at Cal Poly Pomona and serve as principal investigator for a National Science Foundation grant to help form an umbrella organization over cybersecurity competitions. The Cybersecurity Competition Federation can support the development of skill at a large scale by bringing cybersecurity competitions under an umbrella organization, which will help players of all ages and skill levels identify a point of entry into a continuum of cybersecurity competition experiences. With a focus on communication and promotion, the CCF maintains the autonomy of competition creators, supports their business models, and does not interfere with their sponsorship or funding sources. This week, we tell the story of EC Council's CyberLympics and the University of Maryland University College Cyber Padawans. The International Council of E-Commerce Consultants, EC Council, is a member-based organization that certifies individuals in various e-business and security skills. The UMUC Cyber Padawans, composed of students, alumni, and faculty, study in a variety of cybersecurity and IT programs at UMUC. We spoke by phone recently with Eric Lopez, Senior Director at EC Council, and Jeff Japutra, Program Chair, Cybersecurity at UMUC.
We all have a passion about this because we all have full-time jobs, we all have a full course load, and we all have varying strengths in cybersecurity. So I think it's that motivation, that passion that we all share that help drive us to be successful.
I thought, you know what, I want to be on that team. Those people are the best of the best, and that's who I want to learn from. So I came out, I passed the tests to get in, went to the competition, and the four of us won first place for UMUC.
It's a good experience for them to do these competitions. They get to try out their cybersecurity skills on real-life scenarios. All these competitions will be great to supplement what they're learning in the classroom.
I wouldn't have the job I have without my team. I wouldn't be going where I'm going without the team. The team really made me who I am and who I will be going forward. So it's actually been significantly important to me.
On the line for CyberFed today, we have Eric Cole, Senior Director with CyberLympics, and Jeff Japutra, who is the coach of the University of Maryland University College Cyber Padawans. Eric, Jeff, welcome to CyberFed.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
So Eric, Jeff, we just saw a couple of video clips on the EC Council CyberLympics and the University of Maryland Cyber Padawans, and congratulations to both of you. CyberLympics looks like a fantastic global competition, and the Cyber Padawans look like one of the top teams in the country. Eric, can you tell us a little bit about the CyberLympics and what the goal is?
Yeah, absolutely. EC Council Foundation launched the CyberLympics towards the end of 2011 to really kind of promote, security awareness and through the competition and through the games. Obviously, cyber games is something that's super popular these days. But our objective was, since we have the certification side on a for-profit side, we got the 501c3 nonprofit to host the games, to bring not just the U.S. teams together, but to play internationally. So we run the CyberLympics globally, and we work real closely with the ITU of the UN to give the players a chance to come out and compete for their country.
Jeff, your team won CyberLympics last year. Was this against competition from other countries?
Yes, yes. Cyber Olympic was an international competitions. They broke the competition into, I believe, 6 regions, one per continent. And so initially, my teams, we actually have multiple teams competing in Cyber Olympics. Only one of them made it to the world final, but we competed in the North American regional Cyber Olympics first. One of my teams finished first, and so they qualified to represent North America to the World Cyber Olympics final. There we competed with 8 other teams from Netherlands, from Brazil, from Peru, India, Indonesia, Australia. I believe that's all. I cannot if I miss anybody.
This is fantastic.
Africa that couldn't make it there.
So, hi guys, this is Jason. I have a coaching question. I'm always very curious about what successful teams do that may be different than teams that aren't as successful. So from a coaching perspective, maybe could you walk us through like a typical week with the Padawans? Like what kind of practice
we do have regular practice.
Like that?
The university is nice enough to provide us with a space, lab with some resources. We have some very dedicated team members who organize monthly get-together, and the get-together is not. There's some social aspects of that, but for the most part, it's really teaching each other. So every month they'll pick somebody who's really good at a certain aspect of cybersecurity and then give a lecture or a seminar.
Eric, I want to ask you a little bit about the name of the competition, Cyber Olympics. So that has both an international connotation and a sports connotation. Did you choose Olympics for those reasons?
Yeah, actually, the name was chosen before I took over the division, but that's exactly why. They wanted to make something that was recognizable and global and be associated with the competition. Something because like you said, sports and games, going all the way back to the Greek time, you had these countries competing against each other. So you have this really great spirit of competition and sportsmanship. So they love the idea of being able to say, hey, listen, let's talk about a tradition of this kind of competition, but instead of just going out and having a physical sport, this is more like kind of a mental challenge. We're gonna play mental sports games, and it's gonna depend on your skills and your knowledge set to be able to kind of compare that or take that and challenge another team either in your country or in another country to be able to showcase your skills.
Eric, can you talk a little bit about the deadline for registering for the competition, and if a college wants to compete, what they should do?
Yeah, absolutely. We are running the deadline runs at the end of this month, so it's the 9th today. And if a college team wants to compete, we're actually waiving the fees for college teams. So those folks can reach out to my conference director, who is Devonna Valdez, and her email address is devonna.valdez@eccouncil.org. And so you can spell that devona.valdez@eccouncilfoundation.org. So if you reach out to Devonna or even the folks at this show, they can get us in contact with us. There's a registration page, and come into the college team and get your fees waived.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Jeff. It's been a pleasure having you on the CyberFed show today.
Thanks, guys.
Jason, what does Uncle Jimmy have in store for us this week?
This guy's been down in the turnip basement baking up challenges. This week he has a hard challenge for everybody. You can go to his website to look at it, UncleJimmy'sChallenges.com. I've played with it. It's pretty fun. It takes quite a few steps to solve, which is why I agreed with him that it should be a hard category. So there you go.
I get the impression Uncle Jimmy is really getting into this now. Do you think he's actually learning about these challenges himself?
Yeah, I talked to him last night actually, and in the course of building challenges, I think he's taken the right approach in that he's gone not only to study past challenges that other people have put out, but I think the guy's actually getting into doing it himself.
At some point, I think Uncle Jimmy is going to have to enter one of these competitions.
I wouldn't be surprised to find a pesto sauce team on a scoreboard sometime.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Dan.
Next week, we go back to a Cyber Patriot camp, this time at Facebook, to tell how a group of middle school girls are going up the ladder and learning the ropes of cybersecurity. If you have a competition you would like us to cover in a future show, please contact us at cyberfed.org. I'm Dan Manson. See you next week.